there's also this fucking guy who bullied me when I was 14. Seeing me get rejected by a girl, and everything he told me when I was 14 is true, that I'm a loser and I'm ugly, and he can reaffirm that to me, oh my God, like I would crush, you know? So I want to be in an environment where nobody knows me, to get started. So what keeps you living in the place where you live now?
Well, basically work.
What's your job?
I'm an engineer.
What type of engineer?
Medical engineer. So it's so much of a niche. So
Okay.
It's not very, you know.
And basically, what's a bigger pain? The pain of quitting your job and moving to a bigger city and restarting a similar job, or asking if you can move to a city, or missing out on that potential that you say, I feel better, I'm extroverted, I'm a different person. What pain is bigger?
So the way I am what goes on in my head is that when I meet some other guys, they look at me weird, like, so why do you feel that you need to hide or you need to behave differently when you're in such areas? So
yeah, but I mean, how many people live in your city?
well, where I live right now is around 100,000, 150,000.
Yeah, so you need to move. You're right, it is weird. And you don't want to bring it in your work. And you should be anonymous a bit at the beginning. Because you will upset some people, and you don't want to upset people you work with. So you should move to a big city. So you have to quit your job.
Well summarized.
Yeah, so it's the solution is not how can I not feel weird. It's like, it is weird, and you don't want to have it in your work. And that's the beauty of big cities and traveling and exploring. So there is no solution to that question other than you have to move somewhere else. And then it's like, well, what's the worst that can happen if you quit tomorrow or next month? And what's the best that can happen? And can you deal with that? And then who are you if you don't do it? And who will you be in 10 years? And would you forgive yourself for not doing it? Or would you have big regret if you don't do it?
Yeah, good point.
Like there's always people like, it's a very niche thing and we are very supportive of this and the girls actually like it. I mean, I mentioned it in the presentation, but there will always be guys who have a big problem with this and because their ego is really challenged, right? So maybe your boss would have seen it and maybe he would treat you a bit different then. Maybe not, right? Maybe you did it in such an amazing, calibrated way. But there's just a beginner phase where we are a little bit uncalibrated, and it is good to be anonymous. And I recommend guys, for example, don't approach in your gym, don't approach in your yoga studio. Be social, make friends, get their Instagram, get their name, talk to them, you know, fucking ask them about their cat and their grandmother, but don't say, hey, you're sexy, I want to take you on a date. Only after a while when they invest in you. So I do understand your question, like it's already hard, you know, at the beginning. I also wouldn't have want to start it in my city. Like, cause at the beginning you're shy, you feel weird, you really have to push yourself to do it. And if then there's also this fucking guy who bullied me when I was 14, seeing me get rejected by a girl, and everything he told me when I was 14 is true, that I'm a loser and I'm ugly, and he can reaffirm that to me, oh my God, like I would crush, you know? So I want to be in an environment where nobody knows me, to get started. Sure, I can fucking approach in my city now, fuck everyone, you know? Like I'm the boss, but I wasn't like that at the beginning, so I understand it. So it's good that you can, but I understand also that not everybody's in that situation.
I have another question. You talked about like we create our reality with mostly negative stories, but hopefully with positive stories in the future. And how can I trust more the positive stories? Because I trust much more the negative stories, like I can't do it or something like this, or I'm awkward. I can trust this, unfortunately, much more than the positive stories.
Yeah.
Do you have any tricks? Or
What's the true story? Like, have you approached and you made girls smile? And
Yeah, there were cases. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I have to trust these cases and these proofs.
Like, did you ever prove to yourself that you thought something is not possible and then it was possible?
I managed some things in life, and
Did you ever get a girl's number and you thought,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I should trust these positive
So
feedbacks. And
You already did it, no?
yeah,
So you can do it again?
yeah. It's true, yes. yeah, but still sometimes I don't.
Yeah,
I don't trust these positive things.
sure.
Yeah.
Me too, right? But it's easy to get into the negative. But yeah, just remember one time you did it and then ask, well, why not again? Or think, there's this other guy who is shorter than me, uglier than me, you know, and he figured it out, so why not me?
Yes.
That helps me as well. Like,
makes sense.
there's fucking guys way dumber than me and shorter and not worse looking who have way better lifestyle, make more money. Like, fuck, why not me? What's holding me back, you know? Like, for some reason that guy didn't have an excuse. So maybe I'm overthinking this.
Okay.
That's two ways of doing it. Like, you're already proving to yourself, you know, that you are on a good path. I mean, you made it here, you already did approaches, you're already thinking in that direction. So you're on a good path, right? You're already in it. And then I mentioned this before, being on the path is more frustrating than not being on the path, because you are being faced with the path. And the path is so long and you're like, oh, fuck, you know? Versus the guy who's just fucking watching Netflix, eating chips, screaming at like, FC Bayern lost again, you know, he's in his fucking bubble. And you're like, oh, there's all this world of self-improvement and all this stuff I don't know, it's so hard. But at least you're on the path. So be proud that you made it so far. Like, give good feelings and love to your 1 year ago self that made that decision to go on that path. Like, be proud of yourself, like, good job, you know? And then remember, oh, I made it this far, maybe I can do a little more.
Yes, makes sense. And you would recommend us to gain some experience before sticking on like one woman, like to go in a real relationship.
Yeah, it depends. How old are you now?
22.
Yeah, there's just no rush.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's also, keep in mind, there is relationships and there's relationships. So maybe you should have a 3-month crazy relationship with a girl, but it's open. So it doesn't have to go from like completely single and, you know, struggling to find girls, and then you found one girl and you go straight into a monogamous relationship because you hold on to that thing that you never had. That's the danger. So I'm not against relationships, but I'm against, you know, trying to hold on to one girl and giving all your power, like Liam explained, away instantly because you are not acting in a place of abundance. So ideally you choose one girl when you've tested a lot, you've made experiences with a lot of them, you have the ability to manifest more girls in your life on a regular basis. You know you can, you know, arrive in a city and have a lover in 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then you do that consistently and you have sexual experiences. And then you have a girl that you feel is out of your league, where you're like, whoa, this is a great deal. And if all that is true, then sure, have a relationship with her. But that will take a while to get there.
Okay.
If you like this type of content, consider subscribing. And if you want to join one of my very few limited live workshop spots, click below. See the calendar where you announced a few more spots for September, and I got 2 more spots left in the WARSAW workshop in July. Just arrived actually to teach another workshop here in Warsaw, so I'm excited for that. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.